down near me.
Round 1. Beginning ring countdown.
"45 until ring close. It's near. Easy." Damage over here. Cracked an enemy shield. Looks like 30 seconds until close.
Very glad I watched Nope today. It's very good. Such a interesting film, man. I'm guessing this is what Jordan Peele does with Carte Blanche, and that is a very cool thing. He
I saw it like draws from Evangelion, and like not having
Yeah,
seen it,
the
I
design
had
of
to
that
look it up.
thing is very
Well, then I went down a bit of a rabbit hole, and about like what it means, and people. I'm in a game at the minute, by the way, so feel free to play. But yeah, like with some people being like, "Oh yeah, it's he said it's just a straightforward monster, the like summer blockbuster monster movie, right?" And then other people are like, "Well, it's not really a coincidence that like the one guy's name is Angel and like."
Oh yeah, I think it
all
was
the Evangelion stuff.
I think it was an overt homage, right, to Evangelion.
Yeah.
Especially when, like, this guy puts a live-action Akira slide in his film. Like, he's definitely watched Evangelion as well, right?
Yeah.
And, like, the characters die in the same way that they did at the end of Akira, getting squished and stuff. By the digestive tract of the thing. But
Yeah.
I thought it was really fucking interesting and captivating and so unusual in a very well-worn genre. Like the way it was shot and the moments it would pick. Also, I'm pretty sure it was shot on film, which is really interesting because it's his third film, right? And it's the first time he's shot on film. Unless I'm just mistaken, they did a really good job of making it look like film.
I mean, I never know how to tell that stuff, but it would make sense given how much of it is like a,
right, yeah, the film saves the day, right?
Filmmakers.
yeah.
Well,
yeah.
like it's weird how obsessed the cast are about getting pictures of it, right?
Yeah, well, they're all filmmakers, I guess, right? So it makes sense for them, but yeah. And also, like, the film's idea of spectacle, right?
Yeah.
Like, spectacle is such a huge theme of that. And,
just there, the way it's framed and everything.
No, I mean, like as a literal theme. A theme of the characters. Not just the way it's shot, yeah. Very interesting thing to do in a frankly big spectacle-y movie, right? It's yeah, I thought it was fascinating. It had so much to say and didn't say it out loud, right? Just let you observe it.
Yeah, which is a lot of what he does. I think it's only when you analyze it that part makes sense, though, which I think is interesting. Like, because taken at absolute face value, like the fact that she's so desperate at the end to take a photo of the thing is like strange. But like once you go into it and go, oh well, it's about watching the Watchers and all of that kind of stuff, and that kind of stuff. Like once you've start going to subtext, it makes sense. But like straight up, like, oh no, she's like killing this thing and needs to survive. Like the fact that they care so much about shooting it is kind of strange.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. That's interesting. And that one guy gives up his life, right, to get a shot. And
well, you see that
it's not a bad ending for him,
because he's a fucking great. Like,
yeah, and like he is introduced,
right?
showing like watching footage he's captured, or footage people have captured of predators, right? Like he's obsessed.
Hold on, I'm gonna fight. I'm dead.
I thought the thing with what's his name? The actor who's also in Walking Dead. He
Stephen
plays. Yes, that's his name. I could not look onto his name. You know, it's just like a weird blank spot.
Yeah.
His whole deal, right, was very interesting in terms of that discussion of spectacle. Like, he survived an abusing of a predator for spectacle.
Yeah.
And tries to survive it again, and gets destroyed, and even has a different survivor with him.
Well, exactly. It's like you know, he's locked into that cycle of abuse, right?
Yeah.
You know, taking advantage of the natural world, right? Like,
Hang on
you know.
a second. I'm pretty sure a new asset is on this level. There's a crate here
What,
that has.
you on World's Edge?
Yeah. I don't think I've seen that before. I've taken a screenshot. I'll say that. But yeah,
Does it have the word echo on it? Because that's definitely not you.
No, it's like a language I don't speak on it, like something like Dutch or something. But yeah, I think it's just a super fucking interesting part to have, and the whole Gordy stuff, like the way that is in discussion with what the rest of the characters are doing, is so good.
I love the way
really
that they unfolded the opening scene. Right?
Yeah, because it is
like,
such a striking opening. Holy shit! Right?
Yeah, like and like the fact that he looks straight out at the viewer.
Yeah,
right,
which is so unnerving.
Is really unsettling. But then, like, obviously, when you then see that scene come in the second time and they play it exactly the same way, it's like, oh,
you know he's
shit,
under the table, and you're like, oh no, yeah.
And you know you're seeing it through his eyes.
Yeah.
But again, it's all about viewers and being viewed, right?
Yeah.
So, like, the horror of being seen is a huge part of this.
And Jordan Peele is so good at. There's something about cinema. It's genuinely unnerving for something to come directly at you. And he knows that, and he used it in Get Out. There's that moment, you know, where that guy's just running directly at you, and and it's actually again a point of view moment.
Yeah.
And it's so unnerving because we're just not used to necessarily seeing things in that axis, if you like. And it's such an interesting thing for him to exploit, and obviously it's in discussion with like the themes of the thing as well.
Because that's in both Get Out and Us, right? Like in other ways. So Get Out also has the hypnotism scene. That's all point of view shots, right? Everyone in that scene is looking directly out at directly at the camera.
Yeah.
But also there's that whole
the whole
confrontation.
Speech. Yeah.
In Us, where like
she essentially tells them who they are in that very like unsettling story way, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just wide-eyed, looking right down the lens.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. It's a director's signature at this point, right? Just using that looking right down the barrel thing. I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna get that thing on Blu-ray and just watch how it's made and stuff, because it's a really. I could not tear my eyes off it, which is very interesting in itself, in discussion with things of the film, and just thought everything it did in such an idiosyncratic way, and the fact that it lets you think it's a UFO at first.
Yes.
It's a genuinely cool twist that it's essentially kaiju.
I don't know if I've ever seen any other piece of media do that.
Be like, that's not a ship, that's a thing.
Yeah, that is a creature.
Yeah, that is interesting. Yeah, certainly not like in that way of like letting you believe it one way and then turning the other.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a very good shot.
I loved how at different points it felt differently organic as well, right? Like there's parts where it's like kind of in the back of shot and it's changing form, and it like you're not sure if it is like hurt or damaged or like what's going on.
Yeah, what exactly is going on. That very first shot you see of it, it's just yeeting through the sky, is perfectly timed. It is so masterfully done. It's just like you get enough of the view of it to go like, oh, that's definitely uncanny. That's definitely not human in origin. But it's so fast that you don't really know what you've seen.
Yeah.
And it's obviously in the back of a shot as well, which is good. And they do the Jaws thing of like you get more and more of the creature as the film goes on. The whole vomiting scene, holy shit, that was good. It's after the revelation, you know it's an animal. It's just, ugh.
The blood going down the windows, I just.
And then the shot of the house, and it's raining, but of course it's blotting out the rain.
Yeah.
And that is used so well. And then, the house is drenched in blood. It's just so cool. I'm going to deliberately get in a fight, by the way.
I loved the way they used the title of the film.
Yeah.
Like, it's a weirdly titled film, but like, it never felt gratuitous, right? Like,
Yeah. And it's also like the character is pretty laconic, right? So him reacting in that way to something doesn't feel cheated because he's a man of few words, right? Especially like next to Emerald, right, who is a chatterbox.
But it's not just him. It's like it's throughout the film. Loads of people say it at different times, right? And like it's said right at the start when they're in the set, and they ask if anybody knows like their ancestor, and it's the whole set is dead, and then one of them just goes nope. Right?
Yeah. That is interesting. I didn't care up on that at all. Apparently, it's a horror movie thing, particularly a black audience horror movie thing of just like, nope, when a character's heading into danger.
Oh, absolutely. No,
Yeah.
oh, sorry, yeah, no, I'm fully aware of that. Yeah.
No, I wasn't.
Yeah. No, that and that I think is part of what makes it work, right? Because it is kind of a non sequitur without that. Like, it doesn't really fit the theme. But it doesn't matter, right? Like,
Yeah, I mean, the fact the character nopes out of the spectacle is what saves him several times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I loved that scene where he's in the trailer when his sister and Angel are in the house. Just after the blood dripping down the window scene, and he's driven up, and the EMP's taken out his van, right? And he is just completely expressionless, emotionless, just waiting for it to be over.
Yeah, he's just
And then gets out, it turns its eye on it, and then he goes nope and goes back in, right? But like, you know that thing, right? That like really top flight actors will say one of the best things you can do in an emotional scene is not to act.
Yes,
right?
yeah. Just be, and let the film...
Just be, and the score and the tone and everything else, and the audience will just put the right emotion onto you.
Yeah, it's why I see a lot of characters be still, and that works so well. And he's obviously a great actor, and we've seen him have big moments, but it's really interesting that stillness defines that character a lot of the time. Which is very interesting in game spectacle, right? But also,
the reason I brought it up is that particular moment is not one of those moments for me. Right? Like, I found that moment completely impenetrable. Like, I didn't have any emotion to impart on him. Like, I didn't know if he was like dissociating. I didn't know if he was like detached from it. I didn't know if he was thinking and plotting. I didn't know if he was, if there was some part of the plan that he was executing that I hadn't picked up on or they hadn't told us. That was completely like, he is just blank in this car and I don't know what to make of it. And I thought that was really interesting.
Yeah, I think I took it as similar actually, but in like a he's just fucking getting through this moment type deal. Kind of like he does with his dad, right?
Yeah, I don't know what to do, so I'm going to wait and see if there's a moment to take.
Yeah, 100%.
But that also feels a lot like every time he's handling any creature, right? Like whenever he's handling a horse, he is
he's very still, and
waiting. Yeah. I thought Keith David was fantastic, but...
before I saw him, I was like, oh, Keith David's in this film.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. His voice always takes me out of whatever it is that he's in because it's so distinctive.
Yeah.
But also, like, I'm tempted to say he was underused, but, like, not really, right? Like, it's like, you wouldn't use him just for the sake of it. He fit that role perfectly well, and that's fine. But I just, whenever he's on screen and anything, I want to see more of him just because I fucking enjoy.
Yeah, and he's absolutely great. Also, not the only Halo voice actor in that film.
Oh,
which is
really?
interesting.
Well,
Yeah. Apparently the camera guy, I think, is also in Halo.
that's not fucking what's his name, Schweitzer or something, is it?
I don't know his name. This is me frantically googling the film after seeing it, basically.
Michael Wincott. He,
Or maybe it's not him. I don't know.
uh,
Someone is in Halo. Oh, I've got the last squad. I've got 6 kills. So.
No, he is. He's in Halo 3. He's the Prophet of Truth.
Ah. Okay. Oh, that's a very different performance from.
Oh, in Halo 2. Sorry. Yeah, because he's got that gravelly voice like he does villains a lot.
Ah, yeah, that voice has a quality to it. Yeah, you would use him for that stuff, of course.
Did you pick up on in the chat when I was talking about the child actors?
Yeah, how well cast they were.
Absolutely unbelievable likenesses, both of them. Right, you got the young, I've forgotten the character's name, the Stephen Yeun.
Yeah,
Like,
that was phenomenal.
almost like not only like almost an exact face match, right?
Yeah,
But,
you'd fully believe it was a young him. Absolutely.
yeah, but phenomenal actor as well, right?
Yeah.
Like kid actors that can do that. I don't know how you
It's a
as
very
kid, you
small.
can do that kind of thing.
Yeah, it's a very small acting for a kid to do, right?
Well, it's also so believable.
Yeah. And
Right? That
kids are
kid
bad at
looks
small
genuinely
acting.
terrified. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's not. Yeah, it's not cartoon.
Yeah.
But then there's the young OJ in like that one scene where he does the eye.
Yeah, the lighting on that is very interesting. Though I wonder if he wasn't that great a likeness, so they modified the lighting a bit. Yeah, because his
Maybe,
face
that's
is
interesting.
like nearly obscured, but it absolutely works, and it means that moment when he does the motion
Yeah.
again right at the end, right? It was, so much of that film has like great setup and payoff to little moments like that. There's one team left. I don't know where the fuck they are, but I've got a Kraber and a Mastiff
Ooh.
and 6 skills, and I'm solo in trios.
So did you say 6 kills or sick skills?
Yes. I'm gonna go ahead and say if I got 6 skills in trios on my own, I've got 6 skills. Polyoctopus. The pot of noob. The absolute horror of the people still screaming inside
Yes.
the monster as it flies
And-
around.
And it acting as the cry of the monster. I mean, that's
Yeah, that's brilliant. Absolutely
like the
brilliant.
fact that it makes no sound at all.
Yeah.
It's just incredible, right? And the fact that it's been there the whole film and you haven't noticed.
Yeah, I desperately want to go back actually and see how many times I've looked at that cloud.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not the only one. Got one of them.
Inside the ring. Need to try my next move. My abilities are blocked.
Oh, it was so close. Ah, mate. I'm clipping that, but let's give no spoilers in the title of it.
I think. Oh man, I'm gonna be thinking about it a lot. Thinking about just nerd out on the continuity and stuff because
It's been a while since I saw a film that was that just magnetic, right? Pulled you in.
So the thing that's
Sorry,
that I'm
9
thinking of-
knocks, 6 kills.